even as we face this COVID-19 pandemic, there is a need for us to interpret the times. Yahweh is the God who sees the end from the beginning. And as God's children, as God's church, can we say that we do not know what is happening, what is going on in our world today? So, what have some church people been saying? I have been keeping record, keeping track. Preachers, pastors, and people who may call themselves prophets and apostles. Naughty me. And in this sermon, we're going to run through what some of these people have said. This COVID-19 plague is God's dealing with China. It is a punishment for their action because the Chinese government have persecuted the church, burned down churches, put Christians into jail. This remark came at the beginning of the pandemic, somewhere in December, early January 2020. And yes, indeed, China was persecuting the church then, and even right now. Another person said this, don't worry lah, surely Christians will not be harmed by the coronavirus because God has already promised that protection will be upon all of us, such as the one in Psalms 91. When I heard some of this saying or preaching, there was an anger that was arising inside me because I was not happy with the simplistic and shallow remarks and preaching. I responded with a sermon myself on Psalms 91 to correct the heresies that were going around. Subsequently, we know that pastors, missionaries, Christians have since died from the COVID-19 virus. Another man of God said this, God gave me a vision. I saw a lab in China and the virus was created there in that laboratory. This is the evil and diabolical works by evil and diabolical people. Sensational and spectacular. All sorts of conspiracy theory has been coming up in the last few months. And maybe this is intertwined with the US-China conflict. And some people look at this as possible future biological warfare. Another person said this, the pandemic is a spiritual warfare and we must bind this pestilence, we must curse this virus, put this virus under our feet. We must cover ourselves with the blood of Jesus. And indeed, the person who said this say that when the virus come near us Christian, it will fall down dead on the floor. People who said all these things came from all over the world. America, India, Africa. Another person said this. He said that the 2020 Passover, that means the Passover for this year will be a true Passover because we will experience in reality the power of the blood of Jesus Christ. And from that point, it's going to be a good turning point for this COVID-19 pandemic. The 2020 Passover has come and gone since April. Was there really a good turning point in this pandemic? We have to ask ourselves this question.